The Force is light and full of shadows. Before we dive in, check the link in the description if you want exclusive Timelines members-only videos you won't find on YouTube. All on our Patreon. Jedi Temple. Afternoon light. Golden. Deceptive peace. Inside the council chamber, visible through tall windows, Jedi Masters standing in a circle. Yoda. Mace Windu. Plo Koon. Others, their meeting concluded. The main doors open. Ahsoka Tano walks out. Alone. No longer wearing Jedi robes. Civilian clothes. Brown and tan. Simple. Her montrals are held high, but her shoulders carry weight. She descends the first few steps. Slowly, each footfall deliberate. Behind her, another figure emerges. Anakin Skywalker. Jedi robes. Mechanized hand. Face lined with stress and war. He's been running. Catching up. Ahsoka, wait. His voice echoes across the temple plaza. Ahsoka, I need to talk to you. She stops. Doesn't turn around. Just stops. Anakin catches up. Stands one step above her. Breathing hard. Not from exertion. From emotion barely contained. Why are you doing this? He asks. Ashoka turns to face him. Her eyes, those blue and white markings framing them, are dry. She's cried all her tears already. In a cell. Alone. Accused of murder and treason by the people she trusted. The council didn't trust me, she says. Voice quiet. Steady. Final. So how can I trust myself? Anakin's jaw clenches. What about me? I believed in you. I stood by you. I know you believe in me, Anakin. And I'm grateful for that. She looks past him toward the temple. But this isn't about you. I can't stay here any longer. Not now. The Jedi Order is your life. You can't just throw it away like this. Ahsoka, you are making a mistake. Maybe. She turns away again. Faces the descending steps. The city beyond. Freedom. Uncertainty. But I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you. Silence. Heavy. Absolute. Anakin's hand goes to his lightsaber. Not to draw it. Just to touch it. The weapon he's carried since he was 9 years old. The symbol of everything he thought he wanted to be. Inside the temple, through the window, Obi-Wan Kenobi watches, his hand pressed against the glass, concern etched on his face. Deeper in the council chamber, Mace Windu stands with arms crossed, Yoda beside him, leaning on his gimmer stick, both watching the scene unfold below. Anakin looks at his lightsaber, then at Ahsoka's back, then through the window at the council. Something shifts in his expression, hardens. Clarifies. I understand, he says. Ashoka glances back, surprised by the tone. Not defeated. Not pleading. Something else. I understand more than you realize, Anakin continues. More than I've let myself admit for years. He unclips his lightsaber from his belt. Ahsoka's eyes widen. Anakin, what are you? He drops it. The lightsaber clatters on the stone steps. The sound echoes. Sharp. Final. Mace Windu's arms uncross. Obi-Wan's hand slips from the window. Yoda's ears droop. You're right, Anakin says, about all of it. Ahsoka stares at the lightsaber. Then at Anakin. Sky Guy, you don't have to do this because of me. I'm not doing it because of you. He takes a step down, leaving the weapon behind. I'm doing it because I finally understand what you already figured out. The Jedi Order I believed in. The one that was supposed to be about compassion and justice and helping people. That order doesn't exist anymore. Anakin. Maybe it never did. Or maybe the war killed it. I don't know. Another step down. He's beside her now. But I do know I've been lying to myself for years. Thinking I could change them from the inside. Thinking if I just proved myself enough, earned their trust enough, they'd see me as more than a problem to manage. He looks back at the temple. At the council chamber window. But they'll never see me that way, just like they never really saw you. We're weapons to them, useful, powerful, but not trusted. Not really. Ahsoka's voice is barely a whisper. What are you saying? Anakin turns to her. For the first time in months, maybe years, there's no conflict in his eyes. Just clarity. I'm saying let's walk away. Together. Silence. The Coruscant wind picks up, carries the distant sounds of traffic. Speeders, life continuing in the city below. They'll think you're abandoning the order, Ahsoka says. The war. The Republic. I'm abandoning an institution that's lost its way, not the principles I believe in. The Council will never take you back after this. I don't want them to. He extends his hand. Come on, Snips. Let's go be who we actually are. Not who they want us to be. Ahsoka looks at his hand, then back at the temple, then at his face. She takes his hand. They descend together, step by step, the Jedi temple shrinking behind them. Inside the council chamber, Yoda closes his eyes. Lost them both, we have. Mace Windu's voice is hard, controlled. Skywalker always was a problem. Perhaps it's better this way. Better. Obi-Wan turns from the window. His voice cracks. He's my brother, Mace. My Padawan. And now? Now he's made his choice, Mace interrupts, as has the Togruta. We must respect that choice and move forward. Obi-Wan laughs, bitter. The Republic's greatest general just walked away, and you want to move forward? The war will continue, Mace says, as it must. Without Skywalker, without Tano, the Jedi will endure. Yoda says nothing, just watches through the Force, as two bright lights descend into the Coruscant depths. Coruscant, level 13. 24 hours later, the underworld, where the sun never reaches, artificial lights, neon signs in a dozen languages, the smell of recycled air and desperate living, an abandoned mechanic's workshop, rusted, forgotten, the kind of place no one looks for missing Jedi. Inside, Anakin Skywalker sits on the floor, surrounded by speeder parts. His Jedi robes are gone, replaced with a worn jacket, dark pants, boots, working clothes. He's rebuilding an ancient swoop bike engine using scavenged components. His hands move with practiced ease. This is familiar, comfortable, reminds him of Tatooine, of Watto's shop, of being a boy who fixed things because he understood how they worked. Ahsoka Tano stands by the window, a grimy transparisteel panel looking out at the endless urban canyon. She wears similar clothes, practical, anonymous. She's been silent for hours, watching Anakin work, feeling through the Force. The temple is far above them, miles of Duracrete and civilization. But she can still sense it, the Jedi going about their duties, the war machine grinding forward, life continuing without them. You're thinking too loud, Anakin says. Doesn't look up from his work, just keeps adjusting microcircuits. Ahsoka turns. How can you be so calm about this? Calm? He laughs, sets down a hydrospanner. Snips. I'm terrified. I just walked away from the only life I've known since I was 9 years old. I have no plan, no idea what happens next. No. He stops, takes a breath, but I'm also not drowning anymore. That's new. Ahsoka crosses to him, sits on a crate. Drowning? In the Order. In the war. In all the things I was supposed to be. He picks up the hydrospanner again, just to have something to hold. Do you know how many times I've wanted to walk away? How many missions where I've thought this isn't what Jedi should be doing? How many decisions by the Council that made me want to scream? Then why didn't you leave before? Because I thought I was the problem. That I was too emotional, too attached, too much Anakin and not enough Jedi. He meets her eyes. But watching you walk away, seeing the Council throw you to the Senate courts to protect their reputation, that's when I finally understood. The problem isn't me, it's them. Ahsoka is quiet for a long moment. Then, I felt it too. The drowning. Especially after Mortis. After the things I saw there, the Father said you were the chosen one, that you'd bring balance to the Force. But the Council never talked about it, never acknowledged it, just kept sending you to battles like any other general. Because they don't want balance, they want control, their version of peace, their version of justice. Anakin returns to the engine. I'm done living in their cage, so what now? We just hide down here in the underworld? Forever? No. We help people. The ones the Republic forgot about. The ones the Jedi are too busy fighting a war to notice. Vigilantes? Protectors. Without the Council's approval. Without bureaucracy. Just us doing what's right because we can. Ahsoka considers this. The Council won't like that. The Council can. Anakin stops himself, shakes his head. The Council's opinion doesn't matter anymore. We're free, Ahsoka. Actually free. She wants to argue, to point out the complexities, the responsibilities they're abandoning. But looking at Anakin, really looking at him, she sees something she hasn't seen in years. He's relaxed. The constant tension in his shoulders is gone. The tightness around his eyes. The war has been eating him alive and she's been watching it happen, unable to stop it. Maybe he's right. Maybe leaving was the only way to survive. There's something I need to tell you, Anakin says. Suddenly serious, sets down his tools. Something I should have told you a long time ago. But I couldn't, because of the code. Because of the secrets I had to keep. Ahsoka's danger sense doesn't trigger, but her curiosity sharpens. What is it? I'm married to Senator Amidala. Silence. Heavy. Loaded. Then Ahsoka starts laughing. Anakin blinks. What? Why are you? I know, Anakin. I've known for years. His mouth opens. Closes. You? What? I'm not blind, Sky Guy. I've seen the way you two look at each other. The private meetings. The lingering touches. The fact that you always volunteer for missions to Naboo. She grins. I just thought if you wanted me to know, you'd tell me. Anakin stares at her, then starts laughing too, relief flooding through him like a broken dam. Of course you knew. Of course you did. He leans back against the wall. I've been terrified of anyone finding out. Paranoid. Having nightmares about the Council discovering it and expelling me. Forcing me to choose between Padme and the Order. And now you don't have to choose. And now I don't have to choose. He runs his human hand through his hair. Force. That feels good to say out loud. To not hide it, I've been carrying the secret for 3 years and it's been eating me alive. Ahsoka sits beside him. Does Padme know you left? I sent her a message. Encrypted. Told her I needed to talk to her tonight. In person. She's going to worry. I know. But she'll understand. She's always understood me better than the Jedi ever did. They sit in comfortable silence. The sounds of level 1313 filtering through the walls. Distant arguments. The pulse of the underworld. So what do we do now? Ahsoka asks. Wait for nightfall and then patrol. Wait for nightfall, meet with Padme and then patrol. Anakin stands. Stretches. I need to tell her face to face. Explain everything. Make sure she knows I'm okay. And if she's not okay with this, with you leaving the Order, then we talk about it. But Ahsoka, Padme has been my anchor for years. The one person who saw me as just Anakin. Not the chosen one. Not the hero with no fear. Just me. She'll understand. Ahsoka nods. Hopes he's right. A thought occurs to her. Anakin, when you told the Council about your visions on Mortis, about the dark side showing you your future, what did you see? His expression darkens. Something I never want to talk about again. But, Ahsoka, please. Some things are better left in the past. He picks up a power coupling. Let's focus on the present. On what we're going to do now, not what might have been. She wants to push, but she sees the pain in his eyes. The genuine fear. Whatever he saw on Mortis, it scarred him. So she lets it go. For now. Okay, so tonight, you meet with Padme. We figure out living arrangements. Then we start patrolling level 1313. Looking for people who need help. Exactly. And if the Jedi come looking for us, Anakin's expression hardens. We tell them to leave us alone. We left peacefully. We didn't hurt anyone, we just walked away. That's not a crime. Mace Windu won't see it that way. Mace Windu can. Anakin stops. Takes a breath. Mace Windu doesn't control my life anymore. None of them do. Ahsoka stands. Walks to the window. Looks out at the endless city. It's strange. I thought I'd feel more. Lost. Without the Order. Without the structure. And you don't? I feel lighter. Like I've been carrying a weight I didn't know was there. And now it's gone. That's the cage falling away. The expectations. The rules. The constant judgment. Anakin joins her at the window. We spent so long trying to be what they wanted us to be. Now we get to figure out who we actually are. They stand together, master and apprentice, or former master and former apprentice, or maybe just family, found family, chosen family. Outside, the underworld continues its endless rhythm. Crime and desperation and survival, but also hope. Hidden in the shadows, waiting for someone to protect it. That someone could be them. That someone would be them. 500 Republica. Luxury apartment tower. Senator Padme Amidala's residence. Evening. The Coruscant skyline visible through floor-to-ceiling windows. Traffic lanes glowing like rivers of light. Padme Amidala stands on her balcony, wearing a simple dress. Hair down. No makeup. Not Senator Amidala right now. Just Padme. She's holding a datapad reading the encrypted message Anakin sent hours ago. 3 sentences. I left the order. I'm safe. Meet me at the usual place tonight. The usual place. The abandoned industrial sublevel on the edge of level 1315, where they've been meeting in secret for years, where no one looks for senators or Jedi. She's read the message 17 times, each time hoping it will say something different, provide more context, explain why. But it doesn't. Just those 3 sentences. The door chimes, C-3PO's voice from inside, Mistress Padme, you have a visitor. She doesn't turn around. Who is it? Master Kenobi. Milady. Her heart sinks. She knew this was coming. Knew Obi-Wan would try to use her to find Anakin. Send him in. Obi-Wan Kenobi walks onto the balcony. Jedi robes. Tired eyes. He's aged since the war began. They all have. Senator, he bows slightly. Formal. Professional. Thank you for seeing me. Master Kenobi. She sets down the datapad, careful to blank the screen. This is unexpected. I apologize for the intrusion. I know you're busy, but I needed to speak with you. About Anakin. What about him? Keep the voice neutral. Don't reveal anything. He's gone. Left the order. We believe he may have contacted you. Padme's face remains perfectly calm. Years of political training. I haven't heard from Anakin in days. Why would he contact me? Obi-Wan studies her. He knows she's lying. She knows he knows. But he's too polite to press. Padme, I know about you and Anakin. Her mask cracks. Just slightly. I don't know what you. Please, don't insult my intelligence. I've known since Geonosis, since I saw the way he looked at you in that arena. Obi-Wan sighs. I never reported it to the Council because he's my brother. And you make him happy, in a way the Jedi never could. Padme's defenses crumble. She sits on the balcony bench. How long have you known? 3 years, since the wedding on Naboo. I didn't attend, obviously, but I felt the shift in the Force. Anakin's emotions, his joy, his fear. Obi-Wan sits beside her. I chose to turn a blind eye, to protect him, to protect both of you. Then why tell me now? Because he's made a choice that terrifies me. Leaving the order. Padme, do you understand how vulnerable this makes him? Vulnerable to what? To the dark side. To Chancellor Palpatine's influence. To his own worst impulses. Obi-Wan leans forward. The Jedi Code isn't just rules, Padme. It's a framework. A support structure that keeps Force users from falling into darkness. Without that structure, Anakin is exposed. Unprotected. Or maybe, Padme says quietly, the Jedi Code was a cage, and he's finally free of it. A cage? Obi-Wan sounds genuinely shocked. The Order gave Anakin everything. Training. Purpose. A place to belong. The Order took a 9-year-old slave and turned him into a soldier. Told him his emotions were weakness. His attachments were dangerous. His love was forbidden. Padme's voice hardens. The Order has been suffocating him for years, Obi-Wan. I've watched it happen. Watched him grow more angry, more frustrated, more conflicted. Because you kept telling him who he was supposed to be instead of accepting who he is. We were trying to help him. You were trying to control him. There's a difference. Obi-Wan is silent, processing. I know you care about him. Padme continues. Softer now. I know you're worried, but maybe this is what Anakin needs. To step away. To breathe. To figure out who he is without the Council's expectations crushing him. And you support this? Him leaving? I support Anakin. Whatever he chooses. Wherever he goes, she meets Obi-Wan's eyes. Can you say the same? Obi-Wan looks out at the city. The endless lights. The Republic he's fighting to save. I want to, he says finally. I want to support him, to trust that he knows what he's doing. But Padme, I've seen what happens when powerful Force users operate without the Order's guidance, without the Code's constraints. It never ends well. Maybe that's because those Force users were alone, isolated. Anakin isn't alone. He has Ahsoka. He has me. He has you, if you'll still be his friend instead of just his former master. I'll always be his friend. Obi-Wan stands. But I can't watch him throw his life away, his potential, everything he could be. He's not throwing it away. He's choosing a different path. A path that leads where? To what future? To his own future, not the one the Council decided for him when he was 9 years old. Obi-Wan walks to the balcony edge, grips the railing. If you speak to him, when you speak to him, tell him I'm not angry. Tell him I understand more than he thinks. And tell him, he pauses. Tell him my door is always open, no matter what. I will. Obi-Wan turns to leave, stops. One more thing. Chancellor Palpatine has been asking about Anakin, wants to know where he is. What happened? He seems unusually concerned. The Chancellor has always taken an interest in Anakin. Yes, that's what worries me. Obi-Wan's expression darkens. Palpatine's interest in Anakin has never felt entirely appropriate. The private meetings, the mentoring, the way he offers Anakin things the Council doesn't. Be careful, Padme. If Palpatine contacts you about Anakin, be very careful what you tell him. Why? You think the Chancellor would hurt Anakin? I think the Chancellor sees Anakin as a valuable asset. And when people lose access to valuable assets, they try to reclaim them, sometimes gently, sometimes not. With that warning, Obi-Wan leaves. Padme stands alone on the balcony, thinking, processing. Obi-Wan's concern about Palpatine echoes something she's felt for years. The Chancellor's interest in Anakin always seemed excessive, proprietary, like Anakin was a project, an investment. She looks at the encrypted datapad, at Anakin's message. Whatever happens next, they're in it together. Husband and wife, partners. The Republic can have its war. The Jedi can have their order. Palpatine can have his politics. Anakin is hers. And she's his. And no one, not the Council, not the Chancellor, not the galaxy itself, will take that away. Chancellor's office. Senate building. Late night. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine sits behind his desk. Alone. The vast office is dark except for a single lamp. Coruscant glitters beyond the windows. On his desk, reports, intelligence briefings, security updates, all containing the same information. Anakin Skywalker has left the Jedi Order. Palpatine's expression is calm, grandfatherly, the mask he wears for the public. But his eyes are cold, calculating, Sith yellow hiding behind human blue. 13 years. 13 years of careful manipulation, of subtle grooming, of positioning Anakin Skywalker to become his apprentice. The chosen one, the most powerful Force user in a generation. Malleable, conflicted, perfect for corruption, and now, gone. Vanished into the Coruscant underworld with the Togruta girl. Beyond reach, beyond influence. Palpatine's hand clenches. The Durasteel desk buckles slightly under invisible pressure. This was not the plan. Anakin was supposed to remain in the Jedi Order. Remain trapped. Frustrated by the Council's distrust. Resentful of their denial of his rank. Paranoid about his secret marriage. All those pressures, all those cages, were essential. They created the psychological vulnerabilities Palpatine needed. A Jedi who felt restricted would seek freedom through power. A husband who feared discovery would fear loss. A warrior denied recognition would crave validation. Palpatine had provided all of it. Privately. Carefully, positioning himself as the only person who truly understood Anakin, who truly valued him. But now Anakin is free. The Jedi Code no longer binds him. The marriage is no longer secret, or soon won't be. The Council's opinion no longer matters. All of Palpatine's leverage, gone. A chime, his private comlink, encrypted channel. He activates it. Yes? Mas Ameda's voice. My lord, the Jedi Council has filed a formal report about Skywalker's departure. They classify it as voluntary resignation. No pursuit, no sanctions. Of course they do. They're relieved to be rid of him. Shall I monitor the situation? Do more than monitor. I want eyes on Skywalker. Surveillance. Tracking. I want to know where he goes, who he speaks with, what he does. Palpatine's voice remains calm, professional, and send a message to his comlink. Private. Personal. From me. What should the message say, Chancellor? Tell him I've heard about his departure. Tell him he still has a friend. Tell him to come see me. We'll talk, like we always have. Understood, my lord. The connection ends. Palpatine stands, walks to the window, looks out at the endless city. Anakin Skywalker was supposed to be his masterpiece, his ultimate weapon. Powerful enough to destroy the Jedi, broken enough to serve. But you can't break what's already free. Palpatine's reflection in the window shifts. The mask slips, just for a moment. Darth Sidious stares back, yellow eyes, Sith hatred. Then the mask returns. Chancellor Palpatine, kindly, concerned, grandfatherly. He'll adapt. He always adapts. 13 years of work won't be thrown away because of one unexpected variable. Anakin will come to him. Eventually. Out of curiosity, out of old loyalty, out of need. And when he does, Palpatine will be ready, with new leverage, new manipulation, new promises, because Anakin Skywalker is still the chosen one. Still the most powerful Force user alive. Still the key to everything. Losing access to him is not acceptable. Reclaiming him is mandatory. And if Anakin won't come willingly, well, Palpatine has other methods. Level 13, 15. Industrial sublevel. Abandoned warehouse district. Midnight. The underworld never truly sleeps, but it quiets. The desperate seek shelter. The predators hunt different prey. The usual place. A forgotten storage facility. Rusted catwalks. Broken equipment. Shadows. Anakin Skywalker. Waits. No longer in Jedi robes. Just pants, boots, tunic. His lightsaber is gone, left on the temple steps. But he still carries a blaster. Old habits. Footsteps. Light. Familiar. Padme emerges from the shadows, wearing a hooded cloak over civilian clothes. No security detail. No witnesses. They stare at each other for a long moment. Then she runs to him. He catches her. They hold each other like drowning people finding air. You left, she whispers into his shoulder. You actually left. I had to. I couldn't stay there anymore, Padme. Not after what they did to Ahsoka. Not after years of pretending to be someone I'm not. She pulls back, looks at his face, searches his eyes. Are you okay? Really okay? I'm free, he laughs. It sounds slightly manic. For the first time since I was 9 years old, I'm actually free. No council, no code, no hiding, no lying. Obi-Wan came to see me. He's worried about you. I know. I can feel it through our training bond. But Padme, I can't go back. Not even for him. I'm not asking you to. She takes his hands. I'm asking if you're sure. Because once you've burned this bridge, there's no rebuilding it. The bridge was already burning. I just finally stopped trying to put out the fire. He squeezes her hands. I want to live openly with you. As your husband. No more sneaking around. No more fear of discovery. Just us. Padme's eyes fill with tears. You'd give up the Jedi Order for that? I already did. Yesterday. On the temple steps. He pulls her close. You're my wife, Padme. You've been my anchor for 3 years. The only person who sees me as just Anakin. Not the chosen one. Not the hero with no fear. Just me. Just you is all I ever wanted. They kiss. Deep. Passionate. No shame. No fear. No looking over their shoulder for Jedi or security cameras. Just husband and wife. Finally, truly together. When they break apart, Padme asks, so what now? What's the plan? Ahsoka and I are going to help people. Down here in the lower levels. The people the Republic forgot. The ones the Jedi don't have time for because of the war. Vigilante justice? Just doing what's right because we can. Padme considers this. The Senate won't like it. Unauthorized Force users operating outside legal structures. The Senate can file a complaint with the Jedi Council. Oh wait. I'm not a Jedi anymore. He grins. Reckless. Free. What are they going to do, Padme? Arrest me for helping people? They might, if you're not careful. She touches his face. Promise me you'll be careful. Promise me you won't do anything stupid. I promise to try. But Padme, I've spent 13 years being careful, following rules, suppressing who I am. I'm done with that. I'm going to help people my way. And if that makes me a criminal, so be it. Not a criminal. Maybe just unlicensed. She smiles. I'll do what I can in the Senate. Run interference. Keep them from coming after you too hard. But Anakin, you need to understand, without the Jedi Order's protection, you're vulnerable. Legally. Politically. I have you. I have Ahsoka. That's enough. And what about Palpatine? Anakin's expression darkens. What about him? Obi-Wan warned me. Said the Chancellor has been asking about you. Seems unusually concerned. Palpatine has always been invested in me. I never questioned it before, but now that I'm outside the Order, thinking clearly, it seems strange. Why would the Chancellor of the entire Republic care so much about one Jedi's career? Or one ex-Jedi's departure? He sent me a message today. Wants to meet. Says I still have a friend in him. Are you going to go? I don't know. Part of me wants to. He's been a mentor for years, almost a father figure, but another part of me, what? Married, making my own decisions. Why do I still seek Palpatine's approval? Padme sees it, the clarity, the self-awareness Anakin never had while trapped in the Jedi structure. You're growing up, she says softly. Finally, better late than never. He returns to her. Will you tell me if Palpatine contacts you? About me? Of course. But Anakin, if Obi-Wan is right about the Chancellor being too interested in you, maybe you should keep your distance. For now. Agreed. I need space. Time to figure out who I am without the Jedi. Without Palpatine's advice. Just me. Anakin Skywalker. Husband. Friend. Protector. Not a Jedi? Not a Sith. Just someone trying to do good in a messed up galaxy. Padme kisses him again. That's all I've ever asked for. They stand together in the shadows. The city humming around them. A new chapter beginning. Unknown to them, on a distant catwalk, a surveillance probe droid hovers. Silent. Recording. Transmitting encrypted footage back to the Senate building. To the Chancellor's office. To Palpatine's private network. The Sith Lord watches the embrace on his holoscreen. Analyzes. Calculates. Anakin has found happiness. Stability, freedom from the cages Palpatine spent years constructing. This complicates everything. But Sidious has been playing this game for decades. One setback is not defeat. It's merely adaptation required. Anakin will fall, eventually, one way or another. And when he does, Sidious will be there, waiting, ready, because the dark side is patient, and Anakin Skywalker's destiny was never his own to choose. It was written in the Force itself. The chosen one will bring balance. Sidious just needs to ensure that balance favors the Sith. 3 weeks after Anakin left the Order, the war grinds on. Republic news feeds play constantly in the underworld cantinas and gambling dens. Battles, casualties, victories and defeats measured in clones lost and separatist droids destroyed. Without Anakin Skywalker, several campaigns have stalled. The hero with no fear is gone. The propaganda machine struggles to explain his absence without admitting a Jedi general abandoned the war. The official story: Anakin Skywalker is on extended classified assignment. Details restricted. The truth? No one knows where he is. Officially. Unofficially, the Coruscant Guard has surveillance teams searching the lower levels. Commander Fox received orders from the Chancellor's office. Quiet orders. Unofficial orders. Find Skywalker. Monitor. Report location. Do not engage unless necessary. But level 1313 is vast. Endless. A city beneath a city. Finding 2 Force users who don't want to be found is nearly impossible. Nearly. Abandoned mechanics workshop. Anakin and Ahsoka's base. Anakin sits cross-legged on the floor. Meditating. Not Jedi meditation. No rigid form, no mental exercises from the temple. Just breathing. Feeling the Force without trying to control it. It's different now, freer. Like the Force itself is less constrained when he's not viewing it through Jedi doctrine. Ahsoka enters. She's been out patrolling. Her civilian clothes are dusty. There's a new bruise on her jaw. Rough night? Anakin asks without opening his eyes. Broke up a spice den. The Pikes didn't appreciate the interference. You okay? Better than they are. She sits across from him. Anakin, we need to talk about the war. He opens his eyes. What about it? It's not going well. Without you, the 501st has lost ground on 3 fronts. Obi-Wan is stretched thin trying to compensate. And the casualty rates, I know. I monitor the feeds too. Don't you feel guilty? Even a little? Anakin is silent for a long moment. Every day. Every time I see another battle report. Another list of clones who died. He looks at her. But guilt won't change anything, Ahsoka. I can't fight a war I don't believe in anymore. A war that turned the Jedi into soldiers and clones into cannon fodder. But those clones are still dying, with or without us. And if we went back, we'd just be feeding more bodies into the meat grinder. The war isn't about protecting the Republic anymore. It's about something else. I don't know what. But I can feel it. The dark side growing. The whole galaxy sliding towards something terrible. Ahsoka stands, paces. I feel it too. That's what scares me. We left to find peace, but the galaxy is getting worse. Then we do what we can here, help the people in front of us. The ones the Republic forgot. Anakin stands as well. The war will end eventually, with or without us. But these people? The ones living in poverty while senators debate in luxury? They need help now. Before Ahsoka can respond, Anakin's comlink chirps. Old Republic frequency. Emergency code. He activates it. Cautious. Who is this? A voice. Familiar. Panicked. Clone accent. General? General Skywalker. Anakin's heart clenches. Kicks? Sir, It's Fives. He's in trouble. Bad trouble. He contacted me. Said he needed to see you. Said it was about the chips. I don't know what that means, but he sounds terrified, sir. And he's being hunted by the Coruscant Guard. Anakin and Ahsoka exchange looks. Fives. CT. 5555. One of his best men from the 501st. Where is he? Level 1325. Sector 7. Old Warehouse District. He's hiding from Commander Fox. Sir, Fox has authorization to shoot on sight. I don't understand what's happening, but Fives isn't a traitor. Something's wrong. I know where that is. Tell Fives to stay hidden. We're coming. We. Kix sounds confused. Ahsoka's with me. Tell him to trust us. And Kix, thank you for the warning. Always, sir. Even if you're not a general anymore. The transmission ends. Ashoka is already moving. Grabbing supplies. Chips. What chips? I don't know. But if Fives is running from Fox, it's serious. Anakin pulls on his jacket. Checks the blaster at his hip. The Coruscant Guard doesn't hunt clones unless there's direct orders from above. From the Chancellor's office. You think Palpatine ordered this? I think we're about to find out. Level 1325. 40 minutes later. The Warehouse District. Abandoned industrial buildings. Rusted infrastructure. Perfect place to hide. Perfect place to die. Anakin and Ahsoka move through the shadows. Silent. Using the Force to sense life forms. They detect the Coruscant Guard first. Shock troopers in red and white armor, moving in tactical formation. Commander Fox leads them. And there, deeper in the sector, a single clone. Hiding in an alley. Panicked. Drugged. His Force signature is erratic. There, Ahsoka whispers. They move fast, avoiding the guard patrols, using their knowledge of the underworld's layout. Anakin spent weeks mapping these levels, every access tunnel, every ventilation shaft, every escape route. The alley. Dark. Filthy. Fives crouches behind a dumpster. He's wearing only the lower half of his armor. His face is pale, sweating, eyes wild. He clutches a blaster, sees Anakin approaching, almost fires. Fives. Anakin raises his hands. It's me. It's the general. Fives' voice is slurred, confused. No, no, you're working with him. With the Chancellor. You're all part of it. Anakin stops. Carefully. Part of what? Fives, what happened? The chips. The chips in our heads. They're going to kill the Jedi, all of them. Order 66. It's in all of us. Fives hands shake. Tup killed General Tiplar. His chip malfunctioned. They tried to cover it up. The Kaminoans. The Chancellor. They drugged me. Made me look crazy. Ahsoka moves closer. Slowly. Fives. You're not making sense. What chips? Inhibitor chips. In every clone's brain. I removed mine. I saw the programming. Order 66. Execute the Jedi. We're weapons. We're all weapons waiting to... He cuts off. Convulses. The drug in his system fighting his attempts at coherence. Anakin reaches out through the Force. Feels the chemical corruption in Five's blood. A powerful sedative mixed with something else. Something designed to make him seem paranoid. Insane. Ahsoka. He's been drugged. Deliberately. To discredit him. Can you purge it? Maybe. If we work together. He looks at Fives. Brother, I need you to trust me. We're going to use the Force to heal you. It's going to feel strange, but you have to let us. Fives stares at him. Through him. Trying to determine if this is real or another hallucination. Then he nods. Barely. Lowers his blaster. Anakin and Ahsoka kneel beside him. Place their hands on his shoulders. Close their eyes. The Force flows through them. Not the rigid, controlled healing taught at the temple. Something more instinctive. More natural. They reach into Five's bloodstream. Feel the foreign chemicals. The sedatives. The psychoactives. Together they accelerate his metabolism. Burn the toxins. Purge the corruption. It takes minutes. Long minutes. Fives gasps. Shudders. His body fighting the process. Then clarity returns. His eyes clear. The Force signature stabilizes. He looks at Anakin. Really looks. General, you're really here. And I'm not a general anymore. Just Anakin. He helps Five stand. Now tell us everything. From the beginning. What happened at Ringo Vinda? Fives talks. Coherent now. Urgent. He tells them about Toop. About the malfunction at the Battle of Ringo Vinda. How Toop killed Jedi General Tiplar for no reason. How Toop kept saying good soldiers follow orders before dying. He tells them about Kamino. About the investigation. About discovering the inhibitor chip in Toop's brain. About the Kamino and Nala Se trying to hide the evidence. He tells them about removing his own chip. About discovering the programming. About trying to warn the Jedi. About Palpatine summoning him. About the drugging. The framing. The hunt. They're going to activate it. Five says. Voice shaking. I don't know when, but every clone has the chip. Every single one. And when the order comes, we'll kill every Jedi in the galaxy. We won't be able to stop ourselves. Anakin's blood runs cold. He remembers his visions on Mortis. The dark side showing him the future. The temple burning. Jedi dead. And he was leading the attack. But that future doesn't have to happen. Not if they act now. We need proof, Ahsoka says. Something physical. Something the Council can't dismiss. Fives reaches into his armor. Pulls out a data chip. Scans. Medical records, everything I could download before they found me. It's all here. Anakin takes the chip. This is good. But we need more. We need a clone we can extract. Remove the chip from. Show the Council physical evidence. Captain Rex, Five says immediately. He's the only one who might listen. Who might believe. He's always been different. More independent. Where is he? Orbiting Coruscant. On the Resolute. Resupply rotation. Footsteps. Heavy boots. Multiple contacts. The Coruscant Guard approaching. They found us. Ahsoka whispers. Anakin reaches out through the Force. Counts the signatures. 8 shock troopers. Commander Fox leading them. We need to move. Now. They run. Through the alley. Into a maintenance tunnel. Fives leads. He knows these levels from hiding. Anakin and Ahsoka follow. Behind them, Fox's voice echoes. Fives, stand down, by order of the Chancellor. They don't stop. The chase continues through level 1325, through abandoned buildings, across catwalks, down access shafts. The Coruscant Guard is trained, professional, but they're not force-sensitive. They can't sense their quarry through walls, can't predict movements. Anakin and Ahsoka can. They evade, escape, disappear into the underworld's endless maze. 30 minutes later, they're safe. Back at the workshop, Fives collapses onto a crate, exhausted, traumatized. But alive, coherent, a witness to a conspiracy that could destroy the Jedi Order. We have to warn them, Ahsoka says. The Council, Master Yoda, they need to know. They won't listen to us, Anakin counters. We're not Jedi anymore. They'll think we're trying to undermine the Republic, to sabotage the war effort. Then we get proof they can't deny. We extract Rex, remove his chip, show them physical evidence. That means infiltrating a Republic Star Destroyer, performing unauthorized surgery on a clone captain, without getting caught by the crew. Ahsoka grins. You say that like it's hard. Anakin smiles despite himself. When did you become the reckless one? I learned from the best. Sky Guy. Five speaks up. I can help. I know the Resolute's layout, the patrol schedules, where the security gaps are. And Rex, he trusts me. If I ask him to meet us, he'll come. All right. Anakin stands, begins planning. We'll need Coruscant Guard uniforms, forged clearance codes, a medical droid, and a way to get aboard during the resupply window when security is lightest. I can get the uniforms, Ahsoka offers. There's a black market dealer on level 1314 who owes me. I'll handle the clearance codes, Anakin says. I still remember the encryption protocols from the war. And the medical droid? Fives asks. AZ-3. Anakin and Ahsoka say simultaneously. They look at each other. Remember. The medical droid from Camino, the one who helped Fives investigate. Loyal. Trustworthy. He's still on Coruscant, Anakin says, working at a clone medical facility, if we can extract him without being noticed. Another infiltration mission. Ashoka is already moving. When do we start? Tonight. We get the droid. Tomorrow, we hit the Resolute. Anakin looks at Fives. You sure Rex will meet us? Without reporting to his superiors? Rex has always been loyal to you, sir. Even if you're not a Jedi anymore, if I tell him you need him, he'll come. Then make the call. Set up the meeting. We'll do the rest. Fives nods, pulls out his comm, begins composing an encrypted message to Captain Rex. Carefully worded, ambiguous enough to avoid triggering military intelligence, but clear enough for Rex to understand. The plan is insane, dangerous. If they're caught, they'll be arrested, possibly executed for treason. But if they don't act, the Jedi Order dies. Every Jedi in the galaxy, murdered by the clones who were supposed to protect them. The choice is obvious. Republic Venator-class Star Destroyer Resolute, orbiting Coruscant. Next day, the massive warship hangs in space, resupply shuttles coming and going, crew rotations, standard procedure during brief planetary leave. A shuttle docks. Coruscant Guard markings, transporting medical supplies and personnel. Nothing unusual, except the Guard members aren't Guard. They're Anakin and Ahsoka in stolen armor. And the medical droid is AZ-3, smuggled aboard in a supply crate. They move through the Resolute's corridors. Anakin knows this ship intimately. He commanded from this vessel for years, every hallway, every access panel, every shortcut. The crew they pass salute the Guard uniforms without question. Red and white armor means Chancellor's authority. No one questions that. Fives guides them through clone-only sections, areas where officers rarely venture. The armor helps, but they're still exposed. If anyone recognizes Anakin's walk, his posture, his presence, but no one does. They're looking at uniforms, not faces. Rex's quarters. Officer deck. Private room. A privilege of rank. Fives knocks. Clone pattern. 321. The door opens. Captain Rex. CT 7567. Blonde hair. Weary eyes. War age despite being less than 10 years old. He sees the Guard uniforms. Tenses, hand moving toward his sidearm. Then he sees Fives. Alive. Not dead like the official reports claimed. Fives. How? The reports said you died attacking the Chancellor. I know. It's a lie. Fives gestures to the armored figures. Let us in, Rex. Before someone sees. Rex is training wars with his instinct. Training says report the suspicious visitors. Instinct says trust Fives. Instinct wins. They enter. Door seals. Privacy mode engaged. Anakin removes his helmet first. Rex stares. General. Not a general anymore, Rex. Just Anakin. He removes the rest of the helmet. And I need your help. One more time. Sir, you're listed as a deserter. If I'm caught harboring you, then we make this quick. Ashoka removes her helmet too. Captain, what Fives is about to tell you sounds insane. But it's true. Every word. The programming. Order 66. The conspiracy. Rex listens. Face impassive. But his eyes show the horror, the understanding. When Fives finishes, Rex sits on his bunk. There's something in my head, right now, that could make me kill Jedi. In every clone's head, Anakin confirms. That's why we're here. We need to remove yours. Provide physical evidence for the Council. You want to perform brain surgery? On me? On a Star Destroyer? Without medical facilities? We have AZ-3. He performed the extraction on Fives. He can do it again. Then at Fives. Then at Anakin. If you're right, if there's something in my head that could make me hurt Jedi, I want it out. It's dangerous. Ahsoka warns. The Kaminoans designed the chips to be permanent. Removing them risks neurological damage. You could die. I'd rather die than be a weapon pointed at the people I've fought beside for 3 years. Rex stands. Do it. They move to the medical bay. Empty this time of day. Most medical staff are on leave rotation. AZ-3 sets up the equipment. Sterilizes the surgical tools. Rex lies on the med table. Stares at the ceiling. This is going to hurt, AZ-3 warns in his cheerful monotone. Local anesthetic only. Cannot risk general anesthesia without proper monitoring. Just do it. The surgery begins. AZ-3's precise manipulator arms work with mechanical efficiency. Cutting through scalp, drilling through skull. Careful, careful. The chip is embedded near the brainstem. One wrong move, and Rex dies. Anakin and Ahsoka stand guard, monitoring the corridor through the Force, ready to fight if discovered. Fives holds Rex's hand. You're doing great, Vod. Almost there. Rex's jaw is clenched, sweat pouring down his face. The pain must be incredible. But he doesn't make a sound, doesn't move. He's a soldier. He endures. 5 minutes, 10, 15. Extraction complete, AZ-3 announces. Holds up the chip. Tiny. Organic mechanical hybrid. Innocuous looking. But inside that chip, programming, code, Order 66. They seal the wound. Bandage Rex's head. He sits up slowly, groggy from pain, but conscious, alive. How do you feel? Anakin asks. Rex considers. Different. Clearer. Like. He struggles for words. Like static in the background of my thoughts just turned off. I didn't even know it was there until it was gone. He examines the chip under a portable microscope. The magnification shows circuitry, biological integration, and deep in the programming, the trigger phrase, Order 66, execute the Jedi. By the Force, Rex whispers. We're all walking time bombs. Not anymore, Five says. You're free, Rex. Actually free. All carrying this. Anakin takes the chip. This is the evidence we need. Your testimony. Five's testimony. The medical scans. The physical chip itself. The Council can't ignore this. Will they listen to you? Rex asks. You left the Order. They'll listen to Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan will listen to us. Anakin hopes that's true, but we need one more thing. One more piece of evidence that ties this directly to the conspiracy. What's that? Darth Maul. Everyone stares at him. The Sith Lord. Ahsoka sounds incredulous. How does he? Maul knows Sidious. Knows the Sith plan. And more importantly, he knows Sidious's true identity. Anakin meets their eyes. Five's chip proves there's a conspiracy, but it doesn't prove who's behind it. We need someone who can testify about the Sith Lord orchestrating this war. About Palpatine. Rex's eyes narrow. You think the Chancellor is the Sith Lord? I think someone very close to power is pulling the strings, and Maul is the only person outside the Sith who knows who. Anakin picks up his helmet. Maul is on Mandalore. Took control with Death Watch. Bo-Katan cries is leading a resistance. If we help her remove Maul, we can capture him. Force him to testify. That's insane, Ahsoka says. Maul is a Sith Lord. Even weakened, he's incredibly dangerous. So are we. And we have something he doesn't. We work together. Anakin looks at her. Master and apprentice. We fought worse odds. We were Jedi then. We're better now. We're free. Ahsoka wants to argue, but she sees the logic. Maul is the missing piece. The testimony that connects inhibitor chips to Sith conspiracy to Palpatine. How do we get to Mandalore? Rex asks. Stolen ship. False transponder codes. The same way we got on this Star Destroyer. Anakin grins. Rex, are you volunteering? Someone has to keep you two from getting killed. Rex stands, and I want Maul to answer for what he's done. For Satine. For all of it. Then we have a mission. Get off this ship. Regroup. Head to Mandalore. Anakin replaces his helmet. Captain, one more thing. Don't report this. Not yet. We need time. I'll delay filing my medical report. Equipment malfunction. But sir, if the council finds out I knew about this and didn't report immediately, I'll be court-martialed. Then we better move fast. They leave. Same route they came in. Guard uniforms. Medical droid. Nothing suspicious. The Resolute continues its orbit. Unaware that one of its captains just learned he's been carrying a Jedi execution order in his brain for 3 years. Unaware that the galaxy is about to discover the greatest conspiracy in Republic history. Mandalore. Capital city Sundari. 2 weeks later. The journey from Coruscant to Mandalore took time. Stolen freighter. Circuitous route to avoid Republic patrols. False identities. But they made it. The city sprawls below. White domes. Geometric architecture. Beautiful. Peaceful. On the surface. Beneath the beauty. Occupation. Maul's Shadow Collective controls the government through Prime Minister Almec. Death Watch enforces his rule. The Mandalorian people suffer in silence. Resistance cells operate in the shadows. Led by Bo-Katan Kryze, Duchess Satine's sister, rightful heir to Mandalore's leadership. Anakin contacted her through rebel channels. Offered assistance removing Maul. She was suspicious. Jedi had failed Mandalore before. Let Satine die, let Maul take control. But these aren't Jedi anymore. And Bo-Katan is desperate. They meet in an abandoned warehouse. Outside the city, hidden from Death Watch patrols. Mandalorian warriors in blue and white armor. Armed. Cautious. She removes her helmet. Red hair. Hard eyes. Older than her years. War does that. Skywalker. Tano. I heard you left the Jedi Order. We did, Anakin confirms. We're not here representing the Republic. We're here for Maul. Why? He killed my sister. Your friend. Why do you care now? About the Sith Lord orchestrating this war. About a conspiracy that threatens every Jedi in the galaxy. Anakin steps forward. We need him alive. To testify. But we're willing to help you reclaim Mandalore in exchange. Bo-Katan studies him. You want to capture a Sith Lord. Alive. For testimony. Yes. That's either very brave or very stupid. Can't it be both? Ahsoka offers. Bo-Katan almost smiles. Maul is in the royal palace. He holds court in the throne room. Death Watch guards him. Getting to him will be nearly impossible. Nearly, Anakin echoes. Not completely. You're confident. We've fought him before. On Naboo. On Raydonia. We know his style, his tactics. And this time we have advantages he doesn't know about. What advantages? We're not bound by Jedi restrictions anymore. We can fight without holding back. Without worrying about the code. Without mercy if necessary. Bo-Katan's expression shifts. Respect. You've changed. The war changes everyone. We just changed in a direction the Jedi didn't approve of. Then let's plan. My night owls can create a distraction. Draw Death Watch forces away from the palace. You get to Maul. Capture him. We reclaim Mandalore. She extends her hand. Deal. Anakin shakes. Deal. Royal Palace. Sundari. Next day, the plan is simple. Bo-Katan's forces attack Death Watch positions throughout the city. Public uprising. The appearance of full-scale rebellion. Death Watch responds. Diverts forces from the palace to suppress the unrest, leaving Maul vulnerable. Anakin, Ahsoka, Rex and Fives enter through the palace maintenance tunnels. Servant access. Unguarded, in the chaos. They're armed. Blasters. No lightsabers. Those were left at the temple. But they don't need lightsabers. They have the Force. The throne room. Massive. Ornate. Mandalorian art and architecture. And in the center, on the throne, Darth Maul. Zabrak. Red and black skin. Horns. Yellow Sith eyes, the dark saber across his lap. Ancient Mandalorian weapon. Black-bladed lightsaber. Symbol of leadership. He senses them before they enter. Grins. Skywalker. And the little Togruta. His voice is serpentine. Mocking. How deliciously ironic. The Jedi Order discards its greatest warriors, and they come crawling to me. Rex and Five stay back, covering the exits. We're not here to bargain, Anakin says. We're here to take you into custody. Maul laughs. Stands. Activates the darksaber. Black blade humming. Custody. You think you can arrest me? A Sith Lord. You're not a Sith Lord anymore. Sidious cast you out. You're just a broken apprentice playing at power. Maul's grin vanishes. Careful, Skywalker. You know nothing of my power. I know you're going to testify. About Darth Sidious, about his identity, about his plans. Testify. Maul's confusion is genuine. To the Jedi? To the Republic? They're already dead. They just don't know it yet. Sidious has won. Then help us stop him. Help us. Help you. Maul's rage explodes. I owe the Jedi nothing. They stood by while Sidious tortured me. While he hunted me across the galaxy, you want my help? Earn it. He attacks. Fast. Vicious. The darksaber cutting through air. Maul's style is Form 7. Juyo. Aggressive. Unpredictable. But Anakin and Ahsoka are ready. They split. Flank him. No lightsabers, but the Force is their weapon. Anakin uses telekinesis. Throws throne furniture at Maul. Heavy. Fast. Maul deflects with the darksaber, but it divides his attention. Ahsoka attacks from behind. Hand-to-hand combat. Strikes targeting pressure points. Maul spins. The darksaber nearly takes her head off. She ducks. Rolls. Comes up with a stolen vibroblade. Attacks again. This is different from their Jedi days. No restraint. No pulling punches. They're fighting to win. To survive, to capture. Maul realizes it. His grin returns. Yes, this is what you were meant to be. Not Jedi. Warriors. Killers. We're not killers. Anakin snarls. Force pushes Maul into a pillar. We're protectors. Semantics. Maul recovers. Unleashes Force lightning. Not as powerful as Sidious, but dangerous. The electricity arcs toward Ahsoka. She dodges. Barely. Her mantrol gets singed. Rex fires from the doorway. Stun bolts. Maul deflects them with the darksaber. Fives throws a thermal detonator. Set to flash bang, not explosive. It detonates near Maul. Blinding light. Concussive sound. Maul staggers. Disoriented. Anakin charges. No weapon. Just the Force in his cybernetic hand. He grabs Maul's wrist. The one holding the darksaber. Crushes. The mechanical hand is stronger than flesh. Bones crack. Maul screams. Drops the darksaber. Ahsoka sweeps his legs. Maul falls. Together, Anakin and Ahsoka pin him. Force suppression. They learned this technique at the temple. Never thought they'd use it on a Sith Lord. But it works. Maul writhes. Trying to access the dark side. Can't. The Force is blocked. Impossible. He gasps. You're not Jedi anymore. This shouldn't. The Force doesn't care about titles. Anakin says. It cares about will. And our will is stronger than yours. Maul stops struggling. Stares at Anakin. Really looks at him. You know, Maul whispers. Don't you? You know Sidious is the Chancellor. Anakin's surprise must show because Maul laughs. Bitter. Broken. You do know. How? We figured it out. Pieces of a puzzle. But we need proof. We need you to testify. Testify. Maul's laughter turns manic. You think testimony will stop him? He controls the Senate, the Republic, the Jedi. Everything. Not if we expose him before he's ready, before he can activate his final plan. His final plan, Maul's eyes widen. The chips. You know about the chips. We know. We have evidence. But we need someone who can connect it to Sidious, to Palpatine. You're that someone. Maul is silent, calculating. Then, if I testify, if I help you kill my former master, what do I get? Your life. Freedom. The Darksaber returned after Sidious falls. Just that? No execution? No imprisonment? We're not Jedi anymore. We don't follow their rules. You help us, we let you go. You have my word. Maul studies Anakin's face, searching for deception, finding none. Very well, Skywalker. I'll help you, but not because I trust you, because I want to watch Sidious burn. Rex brings force-suppressing restraints, military grade. They lock them on Maul's wrists and ankles. The Zabrak doesn't resist, just smiles. This will end badly for you, you know. Sidious is always 3 steps ahead. Always. Then we'll be 4 steps ahead. Ahsoka says, "Come on, we have a ship to catch." They exit the throne room, the palace, the city behind them. Bo-Katan's forces reclaim Mandalore. Death Watch flees. The people celebrate. Ahead of them, the journey back to Coruscant, to Obi-Wan, to the Jedi Council, to exposing the greatest conspiracy in galactic history. Anakin looks at Ahsoka. She looks back. They don't need to speak. The Force carries their thoughts. This is it. The moment everything changes. They're ready. 1 week after capturing Maul, abandoned Senate building sublevel, the meeting location is secret, carefully chosen, far from the temple, far from the Senate building, far from anywhere the Chancellor's surveillance might reach. Anakin stands in the shadows. Ahsoka beside him. Rex and Fives guard the perimeter. Maul sits in force-suppressing restraints, silent for once. They're waiting. Footsteps echo through the empty corridor. Measured. Familiar. Obi-Wan Kenobi appears from the darkness. He's alone as requested. No council members. No witnesses. Just him. He sees Anakin first. Relief floods his face. Then he sees Ashoka. More relief. Then Rex. Confusion. Then Fives, who's supposed to be dead. Shock. Then Maul. Obi-Wan's lightsaber is in his hand instantly. Blue blade ignited. Anakin, what is this? Peace, Master. Anakin uses the old title without thinking. He's restrained. Suppressed. We brought him here to testify. Testify about what? The murder of Duchess Satine? Obi-Wan's voice is cold steel. There are easier ways to bring criminals to justice than secret meetings. Not about Satine. About Darth Sidious. Ahsoka steps forward. About the Sith Lord who's been orchestrating this war from the beginning. About Order 66. About the conspiracy to destroy the Jedi Order. But he listens. Anakin presents everything, methodically, piece by piece. Fives testifies first. The Battle of Ringo Vinda. Toop's malfunction. The inhibitor chip. The Kaminoan cover-up. Palpatine's involvement in drugging him, making him seem insane. Rex shows his removed chip. Explains the programming. Order 66. Execute the Jedi. Every clone carrying the same device. Ahsoka presents the medical scans, the documentation, the evidence Fives downloaded before escaping Kamino. And Maul. Maul speaks last. Darth Sidious is your beloved Chancellor, Maul says, voice dripping with venom. Palpatine, the kind old man who guides your republic. The mentor who's been grooming young Skywalker for years. That is the Sith Lord who destroyed my life, who orchestrated this war, who controls both sides, separatists and Republic alike. The evidence piles up, overwhelming, undeniable. When they finish, he's silent for a long moment, processing. If this is true, his voice is hollow. If Chancellor Palpatine is Darth Sidious, then the Republic is already lost. We've been fighting his war, following his strategies, dancing to his tune for 3 years. It's true, Anakin says. All of it. I didn't want to believe it either. Palpatine he's been like a father to me. But that's the manipulation, Obi-Wan. That's how he works. He finds what you need. Validation, recognition, understanding. And he gives it to you. Makes you dependent on him. And you've broken free of that dependency by leaving the Order. Yes. Without the Jedi Code restricting me, without the constant war grinding at me, I can think clearly. See the pattern. Palpatine has been positioning me, grooming me. For what? I don't know. But nothing good. Obi-Wan deactivates his lightsaber, sits on a piece of rubble. If I take this to the Council, they'll want to arrest the Chancellor immediately. But we can't. Not without more proof. Not without something that directly ties Palpatine to Sidious. Maul's testimony alone won't be enough. Maul finishes. I'm a known Sith, a murderer, a criminal. My word means nothing to your council. Then what do we do? Ashoka asks. Wait for him to activate Order 66? Let millions of clones murder Jedi across the galaxy? No. Obi-Wan stands. Decision made. We act. But carefully. Strategically. First, we warn the Council. Get them to evacuate the Temple younglings to safe locations. Start removing chips from clones we can reach. Prepare defenses. And Palpatine? Anakin presses. We watch him. Closely. Wait for him to make a move. When he reveals himself, fully reveals himself as Sidious, we'll be ready. He'll sense the Jedi preparing. Maul warns. Sidious is no fool. The moment you start evacuating younglings, moving forces, he'll know his plan is compromised. Then, we move quickly. Tonight. Before he can react. Obi-Wan looks at Anakin. Will you come with me? To the temple? The Council needs to hear this from you. Anakin hesitates. The temple. The place he walked away from. The Council who never fully trusted him. But this is bigger than pride. Bigger than old resentments. I'll come. For the younglings. For the Jedi who don't deserve what's coming. Thank you, brother. They embrace. Brief. Tight. Brothers in truth. No matter what order they belong to. Jedi Temple. Council Chamber. 2 hours later, the full council is assembled. Yoda, Mace Windu, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Plo Koon, Shak Ti, others connected via hologram from distant battlefields. Obi-Wan stands in the center, Anakin beside him. Ahsoka behind them. Rex and Fives flank the entrance, carrying the evidence. The council members stare, shocked to see Anakin and Ahsoka, more shocked to see clones presenting evidence in their sacred chamber. Mace Windu speaks first. Skywalker. Tano. You were not summoned. No, Anakin agrees. But we're here anyway, because the Jedi Order is about to be destroyed, and you need to hear this. He presents everything. Again, the chips, the programming, Order 66, Maul's testimony about Sidious, the revelation that Chancellor Palpatine is the Sith Lord. The Council erupts. Arguments. Denials. Accusations. This is preposterous. Ki-Adi-Mundi shouts. Chancellor Palpatine has served the Republic faithfully for over a decade. Has he? Anakin counters. Or has he served himself? Consolidating power, extending emergency authority, keeping the war going. Think about it, Masters. Who benefits from the war continuing? Who gains from the Jedi being scattered across the galaxy, separated, vulnerable? Yoda taps his gimmer stick. The room falls silent. Examine the evidence I have, Yoda says quietly. Through the Force, felt the chip. I did. Darkness within it. Sith corruption. Truth, young Skywalker speaks. Mace Windu examines Rex's removed chip. Holds it. Feels the dark side residue. His expression darkens. If every clone has this, we're surrounded by weapons pointed at our heads. What do we do? Shak Ti asks. She works with the clones, trains them. The revelation clearly devastates her. We act, Mace decides. Immediately, evacuate the younglings through the secret temple passages. Contact every Jedi in the field. Warn them about the clones. Start removing chips from the clones we can trust. And the Chancellor? Obi-Wan asks. We need proof he's Sidious. Undeniable proof. Otherwise, arresting him starts a civil war. The Senate will fracture. The Republic will tear itself apart. We have Maul's testimony, Ahsoka points out. The word of a Sith against a beloved chancellor. Not enough. Mace paces. We need him to reveal himself, to use the dark side openly, to prove what he is. He will, Anakin says. The moment he senses we're moving against him, preparing defenses, he'll accelerate his timeline. He'll trigger Order 66 early, before he's ready. Before we're completely vulnerable. Then we prepare for that, Mace says. As of this moment, the Jedi Order is on full alert. Temple defenses activated. Younglings evacuated. Clone commanders we trust absolutely, like Rex, begin discreetly removing chips from their brothers. How long do we have? Plo Koon asks. Hours, Anakin estimates. Maybe less. Palpatine has eyes everywhere. Once the evacuation begins, he'll know. Then we begin now. Yoda stands. Young Skywalker. Padawan Tano. Though left the order you did. Grateful we are. Saved us. You may have. We didn't do it for gratitude, Anakin says. We did it because it was right. The best reason, that is. Yoda's ears lift slightly. Something close to a smile. Go now. To safety. When Order 66 comes, not be here you should. No. Anakin's voice is firm. We're staying. We're fighting. The younglings will need protection. The temple will need defenders. Skywalker. Mace begins. I'm not asking permission, Master Windu. I'm telling you. I walked away from the Order, but I'm not walking away from this. Those younglings are innocents, and I'll die before I let them be slaughtered. Old distrust. Then Mace nods. Very well. Man the eastern defenses. If clones breach that section, you stop them. Understood. The council disperses. Each master to their assigned task. The temple becomes organized chaos. Younglings being quietly moved to transports. Masters taking defensive positions. Clone officers loyal to the Jedi. Rex. Cody. Others. Beginning emergency chip removals. Anakin and Ahsoka stand together, watching the preparations. It's really happening, Ahsoka says. The Order's going to war. Against the Republic. Against the Sith who corrupted it. Anakin checks his borrowed blaster. No lightsaber. But he doesn't need one. The Force is his weapon. Are you ready for this? I'm terrified. But yes, I'm ready. They move to the eastern defenses. Wait. Chancellor's office. Senate building. Same time. Palpatine sits at his desk, reading reports, monitoring surveillance feeds. Then he feels it. A disturbance in the Force. The Jedi are moving, organizing, preparing for something. He reaches out through the dark side, feels the temple's defenses activating, younglings being evacuated, masters taking positions. They know. Somehow, impossibly they know. Palpatine's calm facade cracks. Rage floods through him. 13 years of planning. Threatened. Exposed. How? How did they discover Skywalker? It has to be the boy who slipped through his fingers. Who left the Order, who took the Togruta with him? Somehow Anakin uncovered the conspiracy. Warned the Jedi. Palpatine's hand clenches. The desk groans under invisible pressure. No matter. He's faced setbacks before. Adapted. Overcome. If the Jedi know about Order 66, he'll trigger it now. Before they're fully prepared. Before they can remove enough chips. Before they can scatter, he activates his emergency comm system. The one that bypasses normal channels. Direct link to every clone commander in the Grand Army. His voice, when he speaks, is calm. Grandfatherly. Final. Execute Order 66. Across the galaxy, millions of clones receive the transmission. The inhibitor chips activate. Override free will. Convert loyal soldiers into programmed assassins. On Cato Neimoidia, Commander Cody raises his blaster. Shoots Obi-Wan Kenobi off a cliff. Except Obi-Wan was warned, he senses Cody's intent shift. Dodges. Survives, escapes. On Megiddo, Ki-Adi-Mundi's clones turn on him. Fire. But he's ready. Deflects. Retreats. Lives. On Kashyyyk, Yoda senses the clones' betrayal before they fire. Decapitates two with his lightsaber. Escapes with Wookiee help. On Felucia, Aayla Secura is surrounded. Gunned down. Dies. Not all Jedi were warned in time. On Salukami, Stas Ali is killed. Speeder destroyed by clone BARC troopers. Dead. On Cato Neimoidia, Plo Koon's starfighter is shot down by his own wingman. Crashes. Explodes. Dead. Across the galaxy, Jedi fall. But not all. Not most. Because they were warned. Because they're prepared. The slaughter Palpatine planned becomes a battle. Brutal. Chaotic. Many Jedi die. But many survive. And on Coruscant, at the Jedi Temple, the real war begins. Jedi Temple. Eastern entrance. Hundreds of clone troopers converge on the temple. 501st Legion. Coruscant Guard. Shock troopers. All under Order 66's control. Commander Apo leads them. His chip active, his mind overrun. All that matters, execute the Jedi. They breach the eastern entrance. Blast doors, thermal detonators, overwhelming force. But waiting inside, Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano. No lightsabers. Just blasters. The Force. Years of combat experience. The clones pour through. Firing. Professional. Deadly. Anakin doesn't fight them. He disarms them, uses the Force to rip blasters from hands, to deflect shots into walls instead of Jedi, to push clones back without killing. They're not in control, he shouts to Ahsoka. The chips. Don't kill them. Ahsoka fights the same way. Defensive. Disarming. Disabling without permanent harm. It's harder than killing. Slower. More dangerous. But these are Rex's brothers. Five's brothers. Men who served beside them for years. Good men with kill switches in their brains. Not enemies. Victims. The 501st keeps coming. Wave after wave. Anakin and Ahsoka fall back. Deeper into the temple. Fighting a running battle, other entrances face similar assaults. Mace Windu holds the main gate with temple guards. Lightsabers flashing. Clone after clone falling. Some Jedi kill the clones. Self-defense. Survival. No choice. But Anakin refuses. Even as they shoot at him, even as they scream, good soldiers follow orders and try to murder him. He remembers what Palpatine wanted. Anakin leading the 501st into the temple, slaughtering younglings, becoming Vader. That future is dead. In this timeline, Anakin saves the younglings, protects them, becomes the hero he was always meant to be. The clones breach deeper, reach the youngling dormitories, empty. The children are already evacuated. Safe. Apo's troops find nothing. No targets. No Jedi children to execute. The frustration is visible even through their helmets. The chips compel them to kill Jedi, but the Jedi are fighting back, organized, prepared. This isn't the massacre Sidious planned. It's a war, and the Jedi are winning. Senate building. Chancellor's office. Palpatine watches through surveillance feeds, sees the temple assault failing, sees Jedi escaping across the galaxy, sees his grand plan crumbling. Rage. Pure Sith rage. The dark side swirls around him. The office windows crack under the pressure. He needs to salvage this. Needs to kill the Jedi leadership. Decapitate the Order. He reaches for his comlink. To call Vader. To send his apprentice to finish what the clones couldn't. Then he remembers. Vader doesn't exist. Anakin Skywalker escaped his manipulation. Chose freedom over power. Palpatine has no enforcer. No apprentice. No chosen one to corrupt. He'll have to do this himself. The Sith Lord stands, sheds the Chancellor's robes. No more pretense. No more masks. Darth Sidious emerges. Black robes. Yellow eyes. The avatar of the dark side. He'll go to the temple himself. Kill every Jedi he finds. Slaughter the younglings if any remain. Destroy the Order personally. Then he'll declare the Jedi traitors. Say they attacked him. Use the attempted coup to justify Empire. The plan can still work. It just requires adjustment. Sidious leaves his office. Stalks through the Senate building. Senators flee at the sight of him. At the dark side energy radiating from his presence. Good. Let them fear. Let them see what real power looks like. He reaches the Senate landing platform. His personal shuttle waits. But someone else waits too. Mace Windu. Lightsaber ignited. Purple blade humming. Beside him, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Blue blade ready. And standing between them, Anakin Skywalker. No lightsaber. Just a blaster. And the Force. Plus Ahsoka Tano. Armed. Determined. 4 against 1. Sidious stops. Assesses. These are not ideal odds. Ah, he says. Voice shifting from Palpatine's warmth to Sidious's sibilance. My former apprentice candidate. And his little Togruta. How touching. Family reunion. You're under arrest, Mace says. For treason. For conspiracy. For attempted genocide against the Jedi Order. Arrest? Sidious laughs. You think you can arrest me? I am the Senate. Not anymore. Obi-Wan says. We have proof. Testimony. Evidence. Your plan failed. Failed? Sidious's eyes narrow. Perhaps. Or perhaps this is merely a setback. The Sith have survived for millennia. One republic means nothing. You won't survive the day, Anakin says. Voice cold. Final. You tried to use me. Groom me. Make me your weapon. But I'm not your weapon, Palpatine. I'm not anyone's weapon. I'm just Anakin. And that's enough. Sidious's expression shifts. From rage to something like grudging respect. You broke free. I almost admire that. Almost. His hands rise. Force lightning erupts. Massive. Overwhelming. Blue-white electricity arcing toward all 4 targets simultaneously. Mace's lightsaber catches the lightning. Vapad technique. Channeling the dark side back at its source. Purple blade glowing brighter. Obi-Wan's defensive Sorsu creates a barrier, protecting Anakin and Ahsoka. Anakin doesn't defend. He attacks. Charges through the lightning. His cybernetic arm acts as lightning rod, grounding the electricity, absorbing the damage. It hurts. Force, it hurts. Every nerve screaming. But he doesn't stop. He reaches Sidious, grabs him. Cybernetic hand crushing the Sith's wrist. The lightning cuts off. Sidious gasps, tries to pull away. Ashoka strikes from behind, borrowed vibroblade stabbing towards Sidious's back. The Sith Lord spins. Faster than thought. Red lightsaber appearing in his free hand. Blocking Ahsoka's strike. Mace Windu charges. Purple blade descending. Sidious parries one-handed, fighting Mace and Ahsoka simultaneously, while Anakin crushes his wrist. Obi-Wan joins, blue blade attacking from a third angle. 4-on-1. No tricks. No manipulation. Just combat. Sidious is skilled. Incredibly skilled. Centuries of Sith knowledge. Decades of dark side mastery. But he's outnumbered. Outpositioned. And his plan is already destroyed. He's fighting for survival now. Not victory. Mace's blade cuts through Sidious's lightsaber hand. The weapon falls. Deactivates. Obi-Wan's blade pierces Sidious's shoulder. The Sith Lord screams. Anakin's cybernetic hand crushes bone. Snaps the Sith's wrist completely. Ahsoka's vibroblade finds the gap between ribs. Pierces lung. Sidious falls. Gasping. Bleeding. Yellow eyes wide with disbelief. Impossible. He whispers. I am eternal. The Sith are eternal. Nothing's eternal. Anakin says, looking down at the monster who tried to corrupt him. Not even you. Mace Windu's lightsaber rises, prepared to deliver the killing blow. Wait, Obi-Wan says. We need him for trial, for testimony, to prove to the Senate what he was. No, Mace counters. He's too dangerous, too manipulative. We end this now. They argue, master and master, Jedi and Jedi. While they argue, Sidious laughs, wet, gurgling, dying. You've won. Nothing, he rasps. The Senate will tear itself apart. Without me, the Republic will fall. The Sith will return. Maybe, Anakin says, but not today, and not through you. He nods to Mace. Permission. Agreement. This monster needs to end. Mace Windu's purple blade descends, pierces Darth Sidious's heart. The Sith Lord gasps, eyes widening, one final time, then glazing. The dark side presence that dominated Coruscant for decades suddenly vanishes. Like a light extinguishing, the oppressive weight lifts. Darth Sidious is dead. The Sith are broken. The war is over. Jedi Temple. 3 days later, the cleanup continues. Damage from the clone assault. Bodies recovered. Memorials planned for fallen Jedi. The final toll, 48 Jedi dead across the galaxy. Tragic. But not the thousands Palpatine intended. The surviving Jedi gather. Temple chamber. Somber. Grateful. Processing. The clone army stands down. Without Palpatine's control, without the chips activating properly, many clones voluntarily submit to chip removal. Others are forcibly treated. Rex coordinates the effort, working with Shock T, kicks, fives, creating a clone independence movement. The Senate is chaos. Palpatine's death, his revelation as a Sith Lord, the attempted genocide the Republic reels. Bail Organa and Mon Mothma work to stabilize the government. Emergency leadership. Constitutional reforms. Investigation into everyone Palpatine worked with. And in the temple, the Jedi Council calls Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano to appear. They stand in the center. No longer Jedi. No longer outcasts. Just people who saved the Order. Yoda speaks first. Grateful, the Jedi are. Saved countless lives you did. Stopped Sidious's plan. Destroyed the Sith. We did what was right, Anakin says simply. Reinstate you. The Council wishes. Yoda continues. Full Jedi Knights. Honors. Recognition. Return to the Order you may. Silence. Heavy. Everyone waiting for Anakin's answer. He looks at Ahsoka. She looks back. They don't need words. The Force carries their decision. No, Anakin says. Thank you. Truly. But we're not coming back. Mace Windu's expression hardens. You refuse? After everything. We left for a reason, Ahsoka explains. The Jedi Order has structure, rules, requirements. They're good for many people, but not for us. Not anymore. We found our own path, Anakin continues. Helping people without council approval, without bureaucracy. Just doing what's right because we can. We're not going to abandon that. Yoda closes his eyes, nods slowly. Wiser now you are than when Jedi you were. Understand I do. A different path you walk. Walk it well, may you. There is one thing, Obi-Wan says. The Order is changing. After this, after Palpatine's manipulation, after the war, we realize we've lost our way. The Council is discussing reforms, allowing families, permitting attachments, becoming the Jedi we should have always been. That's good, Anakin says genuinely. Really good. But our decision stands. We're not Jedi. Not Sith. Just guardians. Protectors. People trying to help in a messed up galaxy. Then may the Force be with you, Obi-Wan says. Always. Anakin and Ahsoka leave the temple for the last time as petitioners. Next time they return, it'll be as friends, allies, but not members. Padme's apartment, 500 Republica. That evening, Anakin and Padme stand on the balcony, Coruscant sunset painting the sky gold and crimson. It's really over, Padme says, hand resting on her stomach. She's pregnant. Early, but certain. The war's over, Anakin agrees. Palpatine's dead. The Sith are broken. But there's still work to do. The galaxy's a mess. The Republic needs to rebuild. And you? What will you do? What I've been doing. Help people. The ones who fall through the cracks. The ones the government forgets. He takes her hand, but openly now. Publicly. No more hiding, no more secrets. Senator Amidala's husband, the vigilante Force user. That'll make for interesting dinner conversations. Senator Amidala's husband, the father of her children, the man who loves her more than the entire galaxy. He kisses her. That's all I want to be. Just that. Just that. They hold each other. New life growing between them. New future opening before them. Below, the city glitters. Endless. Beautiful. Broken. Healing. The war is over. The Sith are defeated. Democracy survives. And Anakin Skywalker, not the chosen one, not a Jedi, not Darth Vader, is at peace. 6 months later, epilogue. The Jedi Order reforms. Slowly. Carefully. Families are permitted. Younglings can visit their parents. Attachments are acknowledged as strength, not weakness. Obi-Wan teaches a new generation. Wiser. Humbler. Learning from the mistakes that nearly destroyed them. The Republic rebuilds. Bail Organa serves as interim chancellor. Constitutional reforms pass. Term limits. Transparency. Safeguards against another Palpatine. The clones gain citizenship. Rights. Freedom to choose their own paths. Rex leads the movement. Fives advocates in the Senate. Many clones stay in the New Republic Defense Force. Volunteer military. No chips. Just citizens serving. Others become teachers, farmers, mechanics, living the lives they were never designed for. And Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano establish the Guardians. Not Jedi, not Sith. Just Force users who protect the vulnerable. They work with local communities, resist crime syndicates, help refugees, fight injustice wherever they find it. No council approval needed, no code to follow, just the Force and their conscience. Padme gives birth. Twins, Luke and Leia, born into a galaxy at peace, raised by both parents, knowing their father as a hero, not a monster. Anakin holds them, both babies at once, looks at Padme with tears in his eyes. "We did it," he whispers. "We actually did it. You did it," she corrects. "You chose to walk away, to be free, to save yourself. That saved everything else. I had help." He looks at Ahsoka, visiting to meet her niece and nephew. "From my family. My real family." Ahsoka smiles. "Sky Guy, you're going to make me cry." Too late. He's already crying. Happy tears. Grateful tears. 10 years of slavery on Tatooine. 13 years trapped in the Jedi Order. 3 years fighting a war orchestrated by a Sith Lord. And now, peace, freedom, family, purpose. The Chosen One brought balance to the Force, not by destroying the Sith as a Jedi, not by becoming Sith and then being redeemed, by walking away from both, by choosing his own path, by being free. And in that freedom he found the strength to save everyone. The galaxy is better for it. Anakin Skywalker is better for it. And for the first time since he was 9 years old, he's truly, completely happy. Outside the apartment, the Coruscant sunset casts golden light across the city. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, new injustices to fight, new people to protect. But tonight, Anakin Skywalker holds his children, stands beside his wife, laughs with his sister in all but blood. And he is free. Finally, absolutely free. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.